Gotta go down south.
Do it again, Ari.
Alright, go ahead.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just walk.
We're at the airport and I tweaked on the terminal. So we're sitting here waiting on a shuttle to get to our next flight. We're lapped up.
For your safety.
Yep. Eat it up. Good morning, pineapple. Looking very good, very nice. Done. Dunzo.
Hey, what's up? It's Thomas in India for the first time since 1975.
How old are you, Thomas?
I will be 57 in 2 weeks.
How does it feel to return home? I know we haven't made it back to exactly where you were from, but how does it feel?
Depressing actually. To see the dilapidated buildings, the garbage on the street, no roads, no light, street lights, cars driving crazy. It's a little make you appreciate what you do have.
Tell me what motivated you to come down.
I've always been planning to come sooner or later, but I was gonna go do it when I was 60. But someone made me come sooner, but it's all right. It was a plan of mine, no matter what. So sooner than later, tomorrow's not promised. So we'll take it as it comes.
You don't have
Childhood memories in India was always good one until we was about to leave, because my grandparents took care of us, so it was. And then I was in boarding school. Life was good. I can't really say it was bad.
what was your favorite part? Is there anything you can remember?
No, just being a kid and your grandparents loving you and all that stuff. Is what little I can remember. Just living like a child, No worries in the world. Do stupid things, get in trouble. But being a child is the best memory that I can think of. My mother used to cook, and the food, the flavor, it came back to me. The fish, and the thing was it's not I don't think it's a potato. It was something else. It's like a yamish type of. Those things I remember. As soon as it hit my mouth, I remembered it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And why do you think it was important to come back home?
I don't know if it's important, but it was necessary just to see, just to know that to come back to where you were born and never go back would. I don't think it would be a good thing. At least you should see it. It may not be the way it was or whatever, but at least you can say you went back home and felt it, or just to see it. It I might not call it home now, but it was home for the early part of my childhood. It was where I was born.
What does home mean to you?
Home right now is wherever you feel comfortable, where you have shelter, food, comfort, job, that you're able to get up in the morning and be able to go do things you can. There are sentimental things about home, but that's memories and stuff. So home right now is family, comfort, being able to wake up, doing things that you can't, you're not struggling. You know.
Has your idea of home changed since living here, or how
uh,
has it changed?
Actually, I'm grateful for what I have from seeing what I see here. You know, we complain about what our situation is, but once you realize what else is out there, I mean, I see that stuff in the US, but you come out here and see this, and you're like, man, yeah, it's nice scenery and everything, but behind the scenery is bad. It's not good. So I'm grateful for what I have right now.
What's your favorite thing about this country, India?
I don't have anything great, but I'm great. I think the greatest thing is I was born here.
Yes.
That's, that's I mean, what more can you ask for than that? So I'm proud to say I'm Indian. If somebody doesn't, I don't say, oh, no, I'm from. No, I say I'm from India. Most of them don't believe it, but I do tell them that though.
How do you view Indian people?
View them?
Yeah, or yourself? Like, how do you view the culture, the people?
No, it's hard because I wish I knew the culture better, but there's so many different cultures here. What we hear right now in the background, if you can hear it, it's not what I know. You know, we was raised Catholic, yeah, but you got Hindu, Muslims, all kinds of different dialects. So I can only speak about my little sect or whatever. What I can remember. I mean, I wish I could see them, talk to them, maybe get more information. And I am saddened by the fact that I am not familiar with my culture and I cannot pass it on to my kids. All I can tell them is what I know, which is not much.
Cameron, how do you identify as a person, as a human being, culturally?
I identify as a male, cis male, at that. No he, her, him, okay? No, I identify as an Indian man, you know, proud to be one. Indian American, actually, at this point, because I am a citizen of the US. Um, I would like to come back and see if I can get dual citizenship just to have it, just for the heck of it, you know. Um, yeah, I just identify as a person, male, Indian heritage and birth, and but a U.S. citizen and proud to be one.
Hi, my name is Ari Samuel. I'm 24 and I'm over marketing in the golf industry. We're in India and it feels great. It's really good to see where my dad and my uncle are from after all these years.
What's your favorite part of Indian culture?
I love the clothes. Love the clothes. And of course, just the culture overall.
Why was it important for you to make time for this trip or come to this trip?
I feel like this is a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think my uncle and my dad are more than likely not going to come back, so we had to make this happen.
Do you identify with being South Asian, Indian, and how?
Definitely tell everyone I'm Indian. Everyone always asks if I'm Black, Indian, and what. So definitely identify myself as Indian, but now I'm going to be telling people South Asian.
How would you describe your family dynamic overall?
Funny, caring, dramatic.
That's good. And how do you view Indian people?
I don't know. For us, it's just more carefree. For them, it's like straight to the point.
And how do you identify?
Black and Indian.
Okay, my last question actually, which is not on here, but what's your favorite dish?
Gulab jamun. Ding 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 ding.
That's wild. I'm Chelsea Samuel. I am 31 years old and I am a creative and intuitive storyteller. It feels so amazing being back in India and being specifically with my family. This is like such an exhilarating trip. I just feel at home.
What's your favorite part of Indian culture?
Ooh. I love the music, but I really love the food. The food is like unmatched. It's one of my favorites. It was really important for me to come on this trip mainly so that our dad and uncle could come back home, and you know, life is just too short, so we had to make this trip happen. And you know, traveling 14 plus hours from all over the United States, it was a lot, but we made it happen, and I think it's unforgettable. Home to me means comfort, it means peace, uh, it means a sense of like family.
Do you identify with being South Asian slash Indian?
Yeah, now I do. I think when I was younger, not so much, because I just didn't see it a lot around me. Um, how do I identify? It's just a part of us. It's who we are. My family dynamic is huge, blended, and just very diverse, even in just like our characteristics and like who we are, but also loving, caring, empathetic, giving, considerate.
How do you
I think they're just so rich in culture and also curious. There's like a sense of curiosity and like spirituality that's interesting, and familial. They love family, or we love family.
last one you kind of already answered, but how do you identify?
Black and Indian. I don't think that I did when I was younger. Just because again, like I grew up in the south of Georgia, and everybody just thinks if you're mixed that you gotta be black and white. So I kind of just like, it's easier to say I'm black. But now it's like you gotta embrace all of who you are, and I think it's really important, especially now that we've actually been here and people can sense like, okay, you guys seem like you might be from here, you might be from Africa. It was like, yeah, we are from both places, and it was just super important for me to stand in that and own it and be, you know, I think the difficulty, which I'm not sure if anybody said this, but the difficulty has been because our family is pretty much westernized. We don't know a lot about the culture outside of what we've learned. So it's hard to be like identify as, but it's a part of us, it's who we are. And so yeah, black and Indian.
Hi, my name is Kwase Samuel. I'm from California in the United States. I'm 27 years old, and I'm here in Kerala, India. And for work, I work as a special education teacher.
How's it feel to be here?
It's really good. I mean, I get to see where my dad and my uncle are from. I never would have thought that I'd be here on this side of the country, honestly, or this side of the world, actually. Even this part of the country, because this is so south. And like, I didn't even know there's going to be oceans and beaches around me, so it's pretty crazy. It's a good experience.
Your favorite part of it?
My favorite part of Indian culture is the food, definitely. We've been eating a bunch of different food that we don't get to experience back at home in the States, and all the food's really good here, way better than back home. It was important for me to come on this trip to spend time with my family for the most part. That's most important, and to see that joy on my dad and my uncle's face, to see where they're from, because it's been about over 40 years since they've been back. Home means a lot to me because it's where I spend most of my time. It's where I grew up in the United States, and it comes to show me how good we have it back at home in comparison to here. Like there's sometimes trash on the streets, and it looks a lot different than back at home. I like the saying where home is where the heart is. Home for me is always where my family's at, and where I get to spend time with my loved ones, my friends and family. Definitely associate myself being Indian. It gives me a difference because people can always tell that I'm not fully black, you know. People always ask like, oh, why is your hair curly like that, or it looks different than everybody else, so. I think our family dynamic is really good. We always spend a lot of time together, and my parents are both social workers, so they always emphasize looking after one another, treating everybody right, and enjoying what you have.
How do you view
It's a good question. I never really thought of it like that. I mean, I view them the same as everybody else. I keep everybody on the same pedestal, I'd say. Um, it's a lot different, and I wish I could really experience the culture with the language because I'm kind of out of the loop with the language barrier. But everyone's really nice. It just seems like there's a little differences with maybe maybe manners, I guess. Because in some, like in California, people are pretty rude, and here I'd say they're not rude, but they're not super nice either. They're just indifferent. You know, they're just in their own lane.
How do you identify? You had already answered this question, but how do you identify?
Black and Indian.
Okay. Lastly, what's your favorite dish? Like,
Butter chicken and naan, and actually maybe pan rota now that we had it. It was so good. Problem.
All right. So can you introduce yourself, your name, your age, and what you do for a living, or what you've done for a living?
Well, okay, all right, start ready. Abraham Samuel, 57. I'm a social worker. Do a lot of things, uh, from running a program in child welfare to running hospice, teaching at the University of Phoenix. Hopefully, another 10, 12 years, retire.
And how does it feel to return home?
Mm, Nothing really big, but it's a good feeling to be here and see where you're from. And of course, the biggest thing was for my kids to see where their side of the family's from. You know,
And feel free to look at me. You don't have to correct me if I'm right. What motivated you to come now? Or what was the motivation?
I think my kid's mother was the biggest motivator who encouraged me to do this, and I guess the timing was just right. Really didn't even want to come, but everything was just right. Took a long time, finally just happened.
What's your earliest childhood memory?
Um, Earliest childhood memory, I could reflect back as far everything from here when I was little, as far back as that.
Do you have a fondest memory you can share with us about me?
Well, modern kids probably wouldn't like it, but if you're here and if you lied, if you didn't know the answer, they put pepper in your mouth, they beat you with a branch in front of the entire class. Those are, I don't know if they're fondest memories, but those are real memories that you can't have where we're come from.
Why was it? Well, you can. What does home mean to you?
Well, this is where you come from. It's where you wrecked from, right? So yeah, of course, this is part of your history.
If you had to like define home to somebody who just didn't know what that word was,
Um, Keep looking for it till you find it. That's really it.
has your idea of what home is changed since you lived here or moving to America or anything?
No, I'm where I am now. My home is in the United States, New York to Atlanta to Sacramento, and this is just a full circle. This is where you come from.
What's your favorite thing about this country in English?
Um, Even with poverty and all that stuff, people continue to live. It's very congested, and just like where we come from now, you have the rich side, the poor side, the middle class side. It's just different. But the green, the humidity, the weather, the culture, all of that stuff is very unique to in itself.
And how do you view Indian people?
Well, um, just like any other country, you have this is really a third world. Just like where we come from, you have rich people who are really, really rich, and then you have even here you have rich people, and then you have people who are really poverty stricken, and some will never have a way out. It just so happened I had the fortunes of parents who were from England and United States who got us an opportunity. But I also was a person who came here, was here who learned English from American nuns. Kids don't get to do that, so You don't have to say I came in poverty. No, I was pretty good where I came from. But everything here is in its culture, to the food, to people's truth, who they are. Everything is here, just the way we come from, you know? And look, the stuff we saw driving around without no traffic lights, things like that, rarely did we see one accident. And people appear to be generally happy. Their religion is very important to them. Whatever faith it is, it's very important to them. It's just a lot different. If you came from here as a kid and grew up where we are, you get to live the way we do. I may not want to be inclined to come back to this, you know. But there's nothing wrong with visiting. Just like I go to Sacramento, go back to New York to visit, or to Atlanta to visit. That's about it. And I'll just have great memories of here, you know.
And how do you identify from the act? Like, who are you? What are you? How do you identify?
I'm a human being, man. My parents are from here. That's the extent of it, you know.
Any thoughts or feelings arise with you being here, going back to Neerattupuram? Like,
No feelings. There is no feeling, you know. I mean, it was good to see that. The only thing that's missing was wish we could have found which house we were from. It would have been better. Maybe it'll be another time, right?
do you have a favorite dish? Like food?
Now everything was delicious, right? Everything.
And
Everything was delicious, food wise, you know.
so, how has your ideal family changed since leaving here?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. You have to create your own. When you left here and came to New York, it's not the way, but it's the way our parents knew how to raise kids. That's all they knew. Is it right or wrong? I don't want to judge. Just everything changed, and we grew up in a different environment. And my job was to create my own family, and I've done that. That's all I want. So this is our family extended out. That's it. You know.
Would you ever care? You kind of said this, but just curious, would you ever care to reconnect with them beyond this?
If it happens, cool. If not, I could care less.
Anything else?
Not a thing. I'm so glad to have you all to be here to experience this rich country. You know, it's really, really good. And all three of you, and including my brother, got a chance to see all this. Who would have thought that we would have came back here, right?
A blessing. Thanks.
Peace.
Okay.